Right, so, okay, so for my house, this is at the end of my usual walk, okay, on the railroad tracks, and I can hear the trains because they go along the backside of my neighborhood, and so it takes me about a mile from my house to walk to the train tracks. And if there's ever a train that comes by, they're pretty quiet, but you can still hear them because I don't know, Matt. I don't know. They got some quieting device on them. But anyhow, so there was 3 of them, and one just came by, and I'm near the end of my walk. 2 went by while I was walking to the tracks, and I think they're pretty small. This one was short, and I think the other 2 were short too, because the noise quit right before I got on the track. You know, I take a turn and turn down this ditch, and I walk a couple of 100 yards, and then I get on the train track. Well, that one stopped before I made that final walk before the train track. So, hope I'm not confusing you. But maybe that's a good sign of things turning around. Because, well, this one was empty. I know that they were like practically non-existent. They just seem busy on this railroad track right now. So maybe that's a good sign of things turning around. All right, y'all take care. So today I couldn't get away without taking Marley for a walk. She bugged me until I took her for a walk. I think all I got is comedy. No news on my phone, so this might be a comedy thing. Or maybe an info thing. I don't know. Hold on. Let me see what I got. We have John Paul. I think his name was Sigmundson. That dude was a freaking beast of a strongman competitor. And I just happened to, and I used to like to watch a strongman. I used to do some strongman stuff, but not like competitively. I mean, I used to like to, like the first competitive game that I was going to get into were CrossFit games. And I popped a muscle in my elbow. I didn't warm up correctly because, you know, you have to warm up more the older you get. And I could military press like 220 pounds, like several times. I was strong as an ox, man. And but now my body's falling apart. I moved that piano and my freaking leg hurt all day. I used to squat a lot too, man. I used to be able to deadlift about 400 pounds, 450. I'd probably hit 500 on an occasion, but it'd have to be a perfect day. I mean, I probably would have, if I probably could have hit 500 pounds if I would have trained differently. But I was kind of, like, I used to do a lot of self-defense and stuff like that, and that's kind of how I geared my training, which aligned more with CrossFit than like powerlifting. So anyhow, but here he is, John Paul Sigmundson.
That cannot be for the knacker's yard after that. Well, John Paul might have hurt his leg, but it doesn't show. Well, he really can't get enough of this challenge. You obviously don't need jacks in Iceland. Oh, it's very fast.
I can't say enough about this, but well, this video is not really a. And you know, this guy just might be just a cross-dressing dancer. I mean, you know, and that's his deal, and fine. So that's, you know, I guess, you know, but the thing about it is this trans thing, you know, it's really, it's one of the things, because it's like, it's got a doubling time every year. It doubles every year, the trans people. People think they're gender dysphoric. And so that's going to keep them dependent on the medical system, right? And anyhow, I don't know. So, I mean, so I have this mother-in-law, and she's not transgender, right? But she's She is diabetic. And she hates being diabetic. I mean, now she kind of like got accustomed to her routine, but that's been a recent development, maybe within the last 5 years, 3 years. But when I first met my wife, she was non-compliant at Al's. And she's still non-compliant, but she used to not take her medicine, like her insulin, and she has to do that, like clockwork. I mean, if not, she suffers horribly. And you know, so that's what's going to be the case when you're a transgender. You're going to be on always some kind of medicine, and it's going to be your routine to go to a doctor and get put on these medicine, especially like if you go and like get the full bottom surgery with the male to female. Because if you have to get, you know, I mean, because those things are beneficial to you until you die. And if you don't have them, I mean, you're going to need to supplement that or something. But you're going to have to be on that medicine forever. So, and then not to mention the complications. But anyhow, that's my rant. Here's something else that I found. I don't know what, I think she's a lady to male, female to male. She has a child diagnosed with the gender dysphoria. It's what she says. And these people don't see that they're like grooming. And you know, that's kind of why it's hard to be in the medical profession right now. Because of this bullshit, you know, or mental health profession, it's because of this bullshit. You don't know how much grooming. I know for a fact that kids get groomed. My son was groomed to confront me all the freaking time, dude. He was very confrontational, still is. So, and he was groomed that way. So, kids look for approval, and if they can get approval by affirming that they're trans kids, well then they're gonna get it. That's the social ill, man. Because it's doubling every year. And someone could say, well, maybe it's because people feel more comfortable to come out. Well, still, if you do everything you can to make that transition, you're going to give up a healthy body, a physically healthy body, for one that's not so healthy. So, I don't know. Check it out.
Don't know, my name is Lyric. Today, making a video that isn't like the other content that I typically make. Basically, I'm raising money to help fund my son's transition-related costs. I'm sharing this with his permission. Basically, we already have a diagnosis of gender dysphoria for him. We have gotten his blood work done, and we need to start him on puberty blockers as soon as possible. Now, I transitioned later, so I wasn't familiar with how puberty blockers worked. Basically, my insurance doesn't cover this, which is wonderful, right? The generic version of Lupron, that we have a 22.5 milligram dose that is going to cost out of pocket $468 per shot, and each shot lasts 3 months. So we need 4 of these a year. Close to $2,000. I have already exhausted most of my funds. I need help. I want to raise money to help cover his transition related costs, as it's very difficult to come out with that sort of money on short notice. I know that I'm asking a lot, but I would do anything to make sure that he is able to continue his transition.
About the next pandemic. All right, check it out.
I just did a rapid test for monkeypox, and it looks like I'm positive. I have no symptoms, so it seems very bizarre that I would be positive, but...
Here's a woman that takes matters into her own hand. All right. And is tired of the fiat system. All right, check it out.
Hello, we got a customer here. You got inside the... She's trying to sell some money.
Give me my money? That piece is with the dog? What's going on with me? Got me fucked up. Don't take in my shit. What do you mean?
Our VP sounds like a, I don't know, a moron. She doesn't know how to speak. Doesn't sound very intelligent. Just check this out.
You know, when we talk about our children, I know for this group, we all believe that when we talk about the children of the community, they are a children of the community. And in that way, we should all feel a direct sense of responsibility.
All right, well, Saturday Night Live is coming through. So check this out.
If you feel like things are a little off this week, remember, yesterday was Friday the 13th. Tomorrow is a super blood moon. And according to the most annoying person you know, Mercury is in retrograde. Is it me, or does it every story this week sound like the opening voiceover in a Mad Max movie? The year is 2022. A virus rages across the planet. Digital money has collapsed. Infants have nothing to eat. Women are forced to breed. Men are ready to die for gasoline. And we suffer under the leadership of the one known only as Joe.
You know, this baby formula shortage is scary. I mean, babies are very sensitive. You can't just feed them anything. I once tried to give my little nephew something different than his usual formula, and he nearly choked on that hot wing bone.
The Johnny Depp trial, Amber Heard trial, or whatever, is always worth making fun of. So here's this.
I was begging not to do this.
Well, that's a start.
I didn't want this.
Really?
I was begging Johnny to not make me prove what I've had to sit on the stand in front of all of you and prove.
Right.
By calling me a liar, I was trying to get him to not call me a liar, because everything that I had said to date and everything I've said to date now is the truth.
You just don't get it, do you? You don't.
I was trying to point out, I mean, or that I didn't.
Knock. Shh. Even before you start, that was a preemptive shh. Just know I have a whole bag of shh with your name on it.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, comment below. God dang, another train. Look at this. They're just coming. All right, y'all take care.